The greatest magic of the century is before your eyes. Don't take your eyes off me, my darling. I know you want to see me.
remember my name, or we'll meet again!
I'll vanish if you don't keep an eye on me.
Humanity's on the brink of extinction, just like them.
The greatest magic of the century is before your eyes. Don't take your eyes off me, my darling. I know you want to see me.
Yo, what up, brother? Rob, how you doing? You got the DarkSeal on? Sendo natural. Have it any other way. We're up pretty deep right now. These two, I think, ended up kind of moving up. Like at the end. We had Decor as one of our legionnaires last AR, and they didn't really show up all too well. So it's kind of surprising to see them like really trying here. And then the other guys, 75, it's UU, so they're pretty strong as well. We got a couple 200 mils, but yeah, we're chilling, I think. Wise too, we're doing pretty good. The one whale's insane. Oh, here. Let me turn it down a little bit. Thank you. Yeah, no, that's something I needed to know. I forgot that it's way up. Yeah. So we're doing pretty well. All in all, UUU is really strong. Their whale kind of did a solo thing. They haven't really made a push for Metro. It looks like Decor is kind of the only ones doing it right now, but I don't know if I can get first place, man. Like I tried, but I'm already kind of tapped. I got like 1 mil dead. Healing's pretty full too, so. Turned it down a little bit. Is it better? Healing's pretty full too, so. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I reinstalled my computer and I forgot to change some of the settings on OBS again. But yeah, I mean, all in all, we're chilling, I think. It's just a delete for a moment. Yeah, we're good. There's nothing these guys can do about it. I think that maybe if you showed up and then triple rallied us, that might be a thing, but for now, like, just with the double rallies, there's no way they'll be able to break it. Yeah, I was considering saving heals. I was gonna go for TC, but I'm at like, it was like probably like 2 hours in. I got down to 7%. I just went off on the Decor hive, and so Uh, yeah, with the 7%, it's hard to score points, so it's all good. I'll just take second. But I really do want to see Riven and see how good she does. Yeah, it's kind of interesting with some of the stuff they're trying to do. Let's see. He got wrecked. This guy's is pretty strong. It's a double rally, but this stuff's pretty okay. But yeah, all in all, it's good trades. I mean, not much they can really do. It's gonna be like this all night if they keep trying. And this is like their third try. Oh, whoops. More in here somewhere. Yeah, they've tried a few times now. It's the same result every time, so I mean they can keep sending it if they want, but oh my god, I can't type. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Player DS, just 1 or 2 hours. When I stop line, stop fighting. We win the first hour. Oh damn, okay. Oh no shit, really? You wanna come? Yeah man, by all means. We have an under the table alliance merge that's happening. We're finally gonna get our first over 200 mil whale to join. We've had a few offers for people to like merge into us, but we've been really strict about it. Implemented some new stuff where in order to be like R3 plus you have to have 20% kill to power ratio, and so it's kind of eliminated a lot of the alliances that were more farm-ish that wanted to come merge but only had a few fighters. So we did find one alliance though, previous allies, that a couple of their whales left, and so they want to merge what they have left into us. So that should happen after AR. As it stands right now, registering for AR tomorrow, we should have about 17 T6 players, but only about 69 registered, I think. So it'll be interesting to see where we end up. I think we'll be at like 5.7 or 5.8 bill registration power. But granted, I don't really know how the factors work for registering and stuff, or like what factors are kind of tied in. I mean, you can ask the AI bot, I guess, but I mean, your guess is as good as mine, right? So yeah, I guess we'll kind of see tomorrow where we end up, or the next day. We'll probably end up in G1, like, with our luck, but oh yeah, here we go. Got another attempt. Let's see what you guys saying. If it's not Ranger Rally on Metro, then they got no shot taking, especially if they can't dominate the field presence. Also, Tom, so many questions, no answers. Yeah, I think it's just tanking strictly for their ranged one. They attempted our single range rally early, and it wasn't that great because the full damage was on them. So I'm assuming it's just the HP reduction and tanking, if I had to guess at least. As long as you throw it in front of zombies, that bot is either a hit or miss sometimes. Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like, you can ask it questions all day long, and I mean, it's better answers than what we have on Discord, but I mean, nothing's kind of set in stone, so it's hard to say. I hope better AR this time. Dude, I mean, you say that, but you got, like, what, like a 12 bill power alliance? What region you in again? Aren't you, like, 264 or something? Where are you at? I know one of your guys is right in here. Oh wait, Trunks. I don't know what Trunks is up to. There you are. 251. Oh dang, you're under 10 bill. What happened? Did you get rid of everyone? Sheet. Yeah man, you're always welcome to join. We have let me see. I don't know if I actually filled the rally or not. Lola has a 4.3 mil, I think 4.3 mil infantry rally. So he's been running like Eddie Jin or Eddie Miyamoto we're not too impressed with Miyamoto, especially after the discovery that Brain put out, that we found out pretty early on into DS, with these two skills having 6-second timers on them on their 20% procs, so that kind of diminished a lot of his capabilities, I think. But Eddie Jin's rolling, man. It's been fun. I'm able to do it too. Eddie Jin is quite nice, but I'm trying to build up a ranged rally as well, so that I can just keep Garrison and not have to swap my armaments. But I mean, it's definitely a gap. I got a ways to go on it. Goddamn Wills with their hero might. We have a lot of TC players who are gone to other servers for TC. Oh, okay, I see. That makes sense. That makes sense. For people I've asking about Eddie, everyone thought you need a lead for his third skill, but I felt like it was really just wording on that.
You have no.
From people asking about Eddie, everyone thought you need to lead. Oh, okay. I read that totally wrong. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, no. I still see a lot of people like read that, and then I don't know how they missed this only infantry squads part. I see a lot of people put them on like secondary for Garrison on their bases. And, I mean, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, right? RTC number 1 is around 7. Jeez, I had kind of debated on it, but I held off a lot in these other phases. I didn't really do too much on these ones, because I was initially going to kind of just sit it out and wait for the second or third one. But then, then I didn't, so... It's all good though. I won't be taking first on this one, but maybe I'll go for the next one. We'll see.
Your eyes.
I can only do low rally troop sizes because I'm tapped on my healing. And I don't want to use speed ups here. I will if I have to, if it gets kind of messy, but I'm already down quite a bit of troops. I need to re-up on my stuff as well. Dude, I've seen people now on towers and shit, and I'm like... I like... Thunder Eddie is probably one of my favorites on towers. I run Thunder Jacob primarily, and then I'll run Thunder Eddie and AR specifically. Like, we have to be taking triple rallies, but as long as we're taking triple rallies, I'll go Thunder Eddie. I can't go Thunder Lewis, because usually in AR, as long as you're like in a G5 plus bracket, I mean, people are smart enough to try to run double Julia and keep you silenced the whole time, so I go Eddie for the counter damage. Get Discord. Okay, shit. Let me see. God damn. 764, 609. Yeah, hell no, man. See, this is why I said if I was to come join you, man, it'd be temporary. I'll come out there and play some AR DS with you guys, man, but I couldn't. I couldn't stay, man. Y'all got too many people. I think we got 25 above 100 mil, and of those 25, we just had like 5 more hit their first T6 this TC, so we're probably at like 18 or 19 T6 now, so we're doing all right. But a lot of those T6 players that just broke T6 are players that I've been playing since day 1 in Region 23, so I mean, it's been about a year and a half for them. These guys just keep going at it. He's even going Thunder Tom now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. This is just strictly to tank for this. And this one's going to take decent trades against us, but the fact that this is a fan and still hitting him, it deals a lot of damage to him, so come out pretty alright. Julia will be dead again. Start putting strangers on. Okay. What do we got here? His rally's marching. Oh, he's doing here's the reinforcement march. Yeah, that's good. So in case anybody's wondering what we're doing, I know that Rocks, Panda, you guys know what's going on. Me and Kev are... You already canceled. We're counter rallying, and then Lola will actually rally a base on the other side and let it march by. That way we can put range on the rallies. And then this march, as soon as it passes through, he'll cancel and everyone will fill up the metro. So, that's what we're doing. I think we got room for one more. There we go. Yeah, we're good. I'm not a whale either, so better focus on one mainly like infantry so I can swap on and off the fence, but more infantry oriented. The only downside is slower damage if I need. Fast damage rally. to have fall off my range armaments. Dude, I feel that, man. That was kind of a... That was my thing. We, let's see what happened. Rip. Yeah. He's going to take good trades with this, especially with this, because he's nullifying my damage now, but... Even then, I mean, it's only 30,000 more deaths, and this he ended up taking like 280,000 more, so it's not really worth it for him. I don't know. Let's see what the next... Let's see what the next pair they send is. Yeah, man, I feel you. That was, I only recently started doing this push on the ranged one. Previously, I've been just taking these armaments and swapping them over to Eddie and doing Eddie Jin rallies. But now that Lola's got a 4.3 or whatever mil infantry rally, and he's got Miyamoto awakened, Eddie awakened, Robert awakened, pretty much like all the important people. I don't really have to focus on it too much. And but the problem that I was running into is I just get so bored, because I mean, like, towers don't touch typically in AR for like the first like 3 or 4 days, unless you're competing at the 6 for some reason, or you're fighting your ally for the level 7. And so yeah, I like, when I was running just infantry only, like I was just bored for the first 4 days. So I was like, I gotta start something. So I'm just gonna slow push this one. It's nothing crazy. I ended up getting a ton of armaments on these two when I was pushing my infantry ones. Everything else is kind of meh. I mean, this isn't like the good legendary ones, but yeah. So it's a slow push. We'll get there eventually. Peterson pretty underrated with that debuff skill, to be honest. Makes him an even better tank versus a tower or metro or whatever. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. I hate seeing I'm with Brain on this. I hate seeing people set Thunder rallies onto, or Peterson rallies onto towers and metros and stuff like that when it's just like a 1v1. This is smart, you know, like what they're doing with multiple, what they're doing with multiple, it makes sense. But I laugh so hard, man. I've seen so many people do like Thunder Louis or Thunder Robert. I don't get it. But to each their own, I guess. Or to the other zone, split off something, and if you're one of the other side of the map, you're incapable of playing Crimson or Azure, building your enemy nearly. Yeah, no, that's that's exactly what I mean. I mean, we've been on both sides of it. We've been, I think, what have we been? We've been Jade, we were Azure this last time. And you could go for conflict, but I mean, I think we even tried to build for conflict this last time, and they just turned around and started building the other way, and we're like, all right, well, we tried. Yeah, so I wonder if these guys gave up. What are we at now? These guys pushed us 200k ahead. We were only 140k ahead. V1 rally is tough. Even not 1v1, it's still preferable. Preferable for me to run into an Eddie, but if you do Peterson, at least be a tankier rally. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was doing Edit. I can never say her name. Edit and Eddie. Edit, whatever it is. I've attempted, or I mean, that's what I used to do before. But then I started seeing Save Me do Eddie Jins, and I'm not quite sure if it's better. I can definitely see where it would be. Especially like for us where we have like more T6 now, so we can actually utilize that extra like 300,000 capacity or whatever it is. But I don't know. I'm kind of bouncing between the two. In terms of like what we're using. We've had a lot of success though with this pair though. I like it a lot actually. Especially on the counter rallies. Like these guys attempted to counter this rally quite a bit. Brain, I think you were in Brain's stream earlier, Panda, when I told him like I was sending him a video. The video will be for this specific scenario. Like I rallied them, they counter rallied me. Lola actually counter rallied this one as well. Then Lola got counter rallied at the same time. So there's like 5 rallies going at once. It was just daisy chained. But yeah, this pair does really well in the counter damage from like what I've seen. And specifically the thing that I like is that he gets this part.
You have
When the shield breaks, reducing the HP of the other ones nearby. It seems to work better against counter rallies. You can definitely use this. You can definitely use her, but she doesn't really bring much or any rage regen to the table when you're leading with Eddie, which I do because of the talent. So this part right here seems to do pretty well, just because of how much you can proc this and then deal counter damage. Hey man, I mean, I would have taken baby fights this one if it was up to me, man. Like, I know that obviously like RTC isn't scored nearly as high as Rocks and Sorrel, as he was just saying, but if it, like, I wouldn't have preferred to score this. I would have preferred to score half of that. But right off the rip in DarkSeal, I just went and swarmed all of Decor's hive by myself pretty much, while everyone else went for UUU. Just to try to score some TC points, but then I hit, like I said, I hit that 7% reduction thing, which I hate this so much. This is the stupidest thing to me. I understand why they did it. It's just, as someone who doesn't really use the other days to score points, except maybe training troops, it just kind of sucks. I hate people who rally with Thunder. Yeah, I'm saying, man, there's time and place for sure, but most people don't utilize it properly. They don't. I would love to be field fighting right here, but I can't. I'm down to 1.4 and I started with like 3.7 or 3.5, whatever it was. Pompeii to distract enemies for a long time. Yeah, I know. We talked about that. That's what I was saying, is that like you can definitely use a Thunder rally. In Pompeii, like the 1v1 with a Thunder makes sense, but I would never solo rally a Metro with Thunder. I would never solo rally a tower in AR. I would definitely tank a tower with Thunder, or I would tank a tower or Metro here with it when rallying. Pompeii is like the only scenario where I would use a Thunder to 1v1 a helipad. That's why when me and you were talking about it on Discord, I got confused initially. And I was saying like, oh, I wouldn't do that like in any scenario. I didn't realize you were talking about Pompeii for the first bit. I completely overlooked that. Dude, no joke, I'd score first in the fighting before, but it's a good change for the most part, in all fairness. Yeah, it is. Like I said, I totally understand why they do it. It gives other players a chance to at least try to keep up. For example, where is he at? Ron, he's a completely free-to-play player. Iker, he's a free-to-play player. Like, these guys from Barbecue, they're like a small alliance, low-powered and stuff like that, so it definitely gives them a chance to have a chance at TC when they save up their stuff, so I totally understand why they do it. Oh, shit, I should probably rally, huh? Oh, he's got that rally, okay.
Don't take your eyes off me, my darling. I know you want to see me.
Interesting that they changed it up. Also double interesting that because he went Rider, this one hit first. So even though he wants to tank, he's not actually tanking. So this... yeah, it's wild. That was kind of a hiccup on their part. The other exception, if your alliance is super incapable of keeping the rally topped off, you're going to rally. Yeah, definitely. There's like you said, it's very niche and unique scenarios where that becomes viable and usable. I think he's made it now to where my Jacob isn't hitting. He is. I'm only hitting him with my Jacob. Oh, well, that's fine, I guess. But yeah, that was a... oh, wait, no. No, Jacob hit right there. Maybe I'm just overlooking it. I didn't think it was hitting. Oh, it hit it again. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm just blind. Counter Rider by artillery. Yeah. I really want that match. Yeah, I try not to be emotional in this game, because it's like, you try to understand that some people just don't know, per se. But I had some choice words with Decor in AR, because we fought against Hal Was it Hal? It was Hal. And I'm sure everybody here, I mean, if you've kind of kept up, like, MK is a freaking animal, right? Like, he's maxed out. All of his stuff is maxed out, right? Like, he is an animal. And they had a really good rally lead with him. And I can't see it now. Oh, wait, I can. So when you go through this report, Decor, they all have like their name, Decor in their name, Decor, 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 Decor. Basically, when you looked at the field battle, when Hal was pushing into us, about 10% of Decor players actually like showed up, whether it be for field battle or especially reinforcing garrison. Looking back at the reports, NBD was like 75% of garrison refills, and so I actually kicked everyone out of the tower and just let it burn. Because I wasn't just going to let our alliance kind of like beat themselves up if nobody else was going to play. So I called them out for their lack of participation, and so they're not fans of us. So I don't really blame them for doing this right here. You have Victor, good lord. Jacob. I don't have Victor, man. That was the thing. Was I didn't know. We came to 164. I think the week that they changed the rotation, or it was like the week after that they changed the way that the rotation works and they synced up all the regions. So I actually left the week that TC was happening in Region 6 for them, or for him and Bianca. I got Bianca in that last little roulette thing they had, but yeah. I left because I was like, oh, okay, you know, it's first TC, people will compete for it in 6 anyways, you know, just let them have it. I'll just get it in 164 eventually, and then they changed the way that you get stuff, so no, I've never got the chance to get Victor. Jacob, Louis, Miyamoto, and Assistant Garrison for Metro the best. Stay Louis for the second rally. Yeah, I've enjoyed Louis, I have, but what I've noticed is that even though Jacob has the same setup, and I think you sent me that sheet too as well, where there's a reduction in damage for every additional that's hit. I don't see nearly as many people. I would say about 20%, as opposed to when I use Louis, 20% of the time will someone send single troop marches to soak up the skill damage. If I use Louis, 80% of the time people will send one troop marches to soak. If I use Jacob, it's very rare, maybe 1 in 10. Peterson Victor is daddy. Peterson Victor is good. Okay, so here's my stance on Victor. Now, by all means, please correct me because I don't have Victor. But this is the part that bugs me, is that people will use Victor in multi-rally scenarios for this right here. Basic attacks having a 20% chance to deal additional damage. This doesn't proc on multi-rallies. This only procs on the single rally that you're hitting. So between this and this, yes, you're dealing a lot of damage to that main rally that's like hitting you, but you're never dealing additional damage to the secondary rallies, as opposed to if I ran Jacob or if I ran Eddie. And reason being is because, I mean, I'm sure you know this, but every, other than the first rally that hits you, second, third, fourth rally that hits you, you're not dealing basic attack damage to it. You're only dealing counterattack damage. So because of that one factor alone, I have not been nearly as upset that I don't have Victor. I do wish I had him for base garrison, but I haven't in the last, what is it now, 5, 6 DarkSeal, well, yeah, about 6 DarkSeals that we've been here. I've only had my base rallied 3 times, and 2 of the times it was by the same guy in a different alliance, this 400 mil whale that was in K815, and then he was in BOD, I guess it is. This is the only guy that's like hit my base in a long time, even in DarkSeals. So I just, yeah, I would have to go to an upper bracket like Boone, BTW or something like that if I wanted to get my base hit. It's weird, I've had much better trades taking multi-rallies with Vic than someone like Louis. It might just be that the stats across the board, but not... Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what I mean, is that similar to Riven, right? People were talking about Riven because she has these shields that'll pop up, and then this additional counter damage. I have my own reservations about this because her shields that she casts, even though there's a 30% buff, isn't that high of a shield factor to begin with. So I'm questioning how often you'll have this counter damage buff up, since this only triggers every 3 seconds. And then this is the part that bugs me, is that her awaken skill is only used every once at least, or I'm sorry, at most every 6 seconds. So that kind of bugs me. So I'm kind of reserved on how I feel about Riven, but her buffs that she brings to the board is kind of what stands out to me. I mean, 24% attack, 30% HP, 47% defense when fully procced, things like that. That's what kind of stands out to me, and that's also what stands out to me about Victor, is that the 17%, the reduction in skill damage taken is huge against, especially, how many range rallies we have, or we're going to take. Yeah, so it's kind of stood out to me with that part. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have Victor, so I can't really speak to it. It's just on paper. I'm always backstabbing DS. That's why I don't put my... Yeah, man. I mean, if people were smart, they would hit me when I'm in here like this, which I'm not too worried about someone from Decor seeing this, but yeah, like, I think I have, like, I just have these two on, like, while I'm in there. Riven doesn't seem like the best hero. Good, but not great. Just doesn't seem game-changing, like she's offering much diversity table. A lot of people are mad. I put her B tier, but I can't rank her. That's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, we can sit all day long and say, like, she could be B tier, C tier, S tier, A tier, whatever, but it's all skepticism until we can actually use her. It's just that I don't foresee this being all that strong. Right now, if this right here, if her awaken skill didn't have a triggered once in 6 seconds, because not only is it at most every 6 seconds, but you have a 50% chance of that not happening, and then the average proc time for a skill to go off is 7 seconds. 7 to 8 seconds is the average. 6 if you have skill plus, like, Louis or whatever have you, you can get it down to 6, but at most every 6 seconds, on average probably every 12. This one won't be proccing often. If this didn't have a cooldown but still had 50%, I would back it up more. And then this case here, same thing. I mean, it's a low shield factor. Even with 30%, that's 2010, I think is the total, which is, I mean, what is that, 25% less than even Eddie's shield? So it's not drastic. I don't see it. Everyone's like, oh, but she offers, like, good counter damage, and then it's like, no, not really when you have, like, a variable involved. Right, and then me and Brain initially were like, oh, well, we can pair him with Raigoro because he has a giant shield, and that's that's up for 3 seconds, and so or 3 turns, so that adds more. But then you run into the same issue where there is no mechanic in the game to counter silencing. And if you're running against a good group in AR, someone's going to run a Chun Julia as one of the counter or one of the rallies against the tower to just maximize silencing on you, and you're never going to get the Raigoro shield off. And so even by going that, you're depending on a skill. So because there's no counter to silence, the silence mechanic in the game, you really, like, as a garrison, can't depend on skill damage heroes. Or I'm sorry, rage skill used or primary, like, focused heroes like Raigoro and stuff like that. It really crumbles them in that case. If you have a high rage regen hero like Louis and stuff like that, you can still get around it because you can build up enough rage regen to proc the ult that's saved because you're silenced, and then proc another one, like, almost immediately after. That's totally fine. But yeah, like, as it stands, it's just, I don't really see her being in a place or scenario where she stands out. Alright, see you later, Rox. Have fun, buddy. Did they just give up altogether? Oh yeah, see, they're rallying bases now. RIP. Now we're 210,000. Or no, still 200,000, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just, until, like, for me, man, the biggest game changer about this game right now is the silence. There's nothing in the game that breaks the silence. I mean, maybe, I remember back in the day people were using to counter Johnny Carey, when Johnny Carey was first released and people were running Johnny Carey against Thunder Peterson, people were running Thunder Edward to break the heal reduction. So maybe the reducing debuff can remove the silence, but you would never run Edward nowadays, right?
I can't bend my
But
waist.
because of that,
It's a
you
lasting
just there's
effect
no
from my
mechanic in the game to counter a
Don't
silence
take your
mechanic.
eyes off
There is
me, my
something in the game
darling.
that counters every mechanic, and so that's what offers balance until you run into the silence
The
capabilities that
greatest
someone has.
magic of the
As an
century
infantry
is
or as a
before
garrison,
your
there's simply nothing you can do against
It's a
the silence except
transaction if there are
try to
benefits.
reduce skill damage
It's
taken
friendship if
or
there
have a
aren't.
high rage regen, like whatever. But there's no like actual mechanic to be like, okay, nullify a silence or whatever have you. Kind of like how
This
has
world
the
isn't
whole
so different from a jungle,
damage reduction buff.
and
There's a
I
chance to
will
nullify
emerge
it.
the victor.
They need something like that for specifically for silence. Oh yeah, man, they're not gonna do it again, I don't think. Let's total this up here. What do we got? 340, 370. That's 710,000 for 230 in losses. Why are you scouting my freaking shelter? Who's scouting my shelter? Oh god, they're behind us. Oh yeah, see, here's you. They're behind us. Technically speaking, I don't even need to be here. I shouldn't be here, actually. I've got my guys in here. I mean that's what I mean. I just mean like in general, like when it comes to mechanics itself and variables, there's a silence variable
Don't
in the
take your
game, but
eyes
there's
off me,
nothing
my
to
darling.
break that
I
silence
know you
variable
want to
or
see.
nullify it at the very least. So in terms of like what I want to see in their next infantry heroes, that would be one that I want to see, because either you run that with Thunder so then you can maintain his heal, or you replace Thunder altogether and then run a skill damage garrison hero like Miyamoto or Louis or
Don't you think there's
Jacob,
No matter how foolish and despicable
and Victor.
the others
I mean, maybe even Riven. I don't know. Like it opens up the opportunity to where when you have heroes that depend on their rage skill, it reopens it to where they're actually like viable again. If you have somebody that they can pair with that either removes the silence or has silence immunity for a few seconds. To me, that would be what would be ideal to have next. On top of that, I would want a rider rally next that has a siege talent tree similar to Jonathan.
I'm an
Or,
aerospace
sorry, not
engineer,
Jonathan, but Sven.
and also a welder.
But also offers high counter damage, because that's the biggest pitfall of riders right now, right? Is that riders dish out good damage, but they just get melted. It's just you immediately get swarmed. At least with ranged, you have sustainability on Julia and then AoE with Louis, so you have something there. Infantry rallies, you have high counter damage with like Eddie, Eddie Robert. Adut has good survivability as well to pair with that, but yeah, for rider you don't have anything. Riders are just so. What you thought about single rally tanky? I meant Thunder Tom should be better than Thunder Louis. We were just talking about this. If it's strictly single rally, if you want to run a tanky single rally, it would be very situational and niche. In terms of, I need to do this before I forget. I'm maxed out of my hospital. I can't get hit right now. Yeah, we were just talking about this with Panda. So by all means, Panda, feel free to respond as well. But in terms of taking like a 1v1, if I was to rally a Metro and I want to use a tanky rally against it, meaning I'm not going to be dealing any damage, so I'm going to run Thunder Tom. That would just be because you want to bait a counter rally from them and then swarm the counter rally, or you want to maintain like field presence, so you might do that because they have field control, get their focus on your rally if possible, and then create a murder ball and send that in. It's very unique. The only thing with them is that like you don't end up dealing enough damage to make it sustainable or make sense. I know that like our armaments here are like apples to oranges, but he doesn't deal any damage. Where is his? Yeah, I mean, he used it 18 times and did 53,000 kills. I did it 20 times, so 2 more times, and I did 8 times the amount of kills than he did. So it's just not really... I argue to say viable because, again, there are situations and scenarios where it could be viable, but it's not ideal. I just feel like you would take too long, you take too much damage, and so in a 1v1 scenario, you need to be dishing out as much damage as possible to the Metro, either through skill damage or sustainability like an Eddie Jin, where the majority of your damage is going to come from dealing HP reduction with Eddie's skill, and then dealing high damage with counter damage plus Jin's, what is it, like 68% stat buff to attack or something like that. What is it? Let me make sure here. I'm going to get that wrong. I think it's 55 plus 18, so what is that, 73? Yeah, 73% plus a flat damage of 11%, plus a reduction in overall damage taken and stuff. Like, that's just so much sustainability to put behind Eddie. So between Eddie giving a ton of HP already to his or 30% defense and then 30% HP to the group already, gets a shield. When the shield breaks, he's doing HP reduction to them. You pair that with Jin, high rage regen to keep that HP reduction going, high stat buffs to keep the rally healthy, damage reduction to keep it healthy, and then just good damage in general, plus the rally capacity. Definitely doesn't hurt to have more damage in there. That to me is better. That has sustainability in it. It's counter rally because you cannot, or I'm sorry, it's counter rally and counter swarm because you can't swarm an Eddie because of his counter damage. That to me just is a lot more sustainable. Yeah, no worries at all. Sorry it took a minute to explain that. There's just a lot of factors involved. Yeah, I won't catch it, the doctor. I think he's offline. That's Kev. That might be pretty much all the action. I don't foresee them doing this again. They're kind of just, like I said, they've teamed up with UUU. We're getting 2v1 here at the end. I don't know why though. You're just kind of pushing us ahead every time UUU attacks us. UUU. Oh, actually, I guess UUU could triple rally the Metro. This could be kind of gross, but we'll see, I guess. I think that even if they took our Metro, though, let me see. Where's the point scoring? Here it is. So it's 150 glory per minute. 13 hours 51. Hold on, I gotta do some math here. Calculator. 13 hours times 60. 780 minutes plus 51 times 150. They'd get 124,000 bonus points if they took the Metro right now. And we're 210,000 ahead. So as long as like we don't give a bunch of free points, and if they took Metro, then I'm still not worried about it. We should still be able to win. Sorry, little one woke up. Give me 1 second. tell. Is he online? Oh, he is. Where's Dr. Disrespect at? Oh, there he is. Okay, yeah, he's fighting. Who has the one ranged in here? What the hell is that? Who's trolling right now? One ranged. Oh, never mind, it's gone. Yeah, brother, you as well, man. Always good to talk to you, man. Have a good night. I'm probably going to, if they don't start anything soon, if it looks like they're just going for bases, then I'll probably call it. I have to be up for a little bit at least, just to see if they at least try to triple rally it. But yeah, I'll probably do the same thing. Have a good night, though, man. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate your input and stuff as well. Always good to hear from you. Sounds good, brother. Yeah, I'll let you know how it goes, man. See you around, my man. Dang, that's a lot of kills for 80 mil. What the hell? I guess it kind of makes sense. don't know if they're going to triple rally or not. It's kind of what I'm holding out to see if they do. If they don't, I'll just cut the stream. We'll call it a good night, because that was a lot of content, I think. We got quite a few rallies in there for the night. It's pretty good, pretty good. $184. Oh yeah, this was the same thing. 235 for 710. Yeah, man, if we get triple rallied though, this guy's gonna hurt. This guy hurts. Yeah, if they took all three, then we probably wouldn't win. I don't think. Yeah, here, it looks like they're just going for bases. I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream here. If they do go for triple rallies on the Metro and I'm awake, I'll go ahead and start it, but it's 3 a.m. here, so appreciate everyone for tuning in, checking it out. Y'all have a good night. See y'all tomorrow. Or 2 days during AR. Later, y'all.